Hey y'all, so I've been canning for pretty much over 15 years. I know, 15 years, and I've bought some things that are amazing workhorses, and then I've bought some things that kind of are still sitting in the drawer that I don't ever use. So I kind of wanted to come on here today and kind of give you a what I would buy 15 years ago and what I wouldn't buy 15 years ago. So stick around, here we go. Hey y'all, I'm Chris, and this is It Worth It, y'all, where we figure out what's actually worth your time, your money, and your shelf space. Now, like I said, starting this 15 years ago, I bought like all the things, everything that was fancy and gadgets, and if it was at the Walmart aisle in that ball canning area, I bought it all. So I want to take you through, after 15 years of experience, what is actually working and what I would consider something that if you're getting started brand new, here's the first 5 things you buy and leave everything else at the store. And then we're going to talk about some stuff that's actually still sitting in the drawer that I don't use. All right, y'all, these companies do not sponsor me. I've paid for everything with my own money. And to start off, the first and most important investment I would make is a pressure canner. Why? Because you can use it as a water bath canner too. My workhorse that I have relied on the majority of my canning career is this pot right here. Well, this is the version my dad gave me. So I own 2 of them now. This is the Presto pressure canner, and this is the smaller one. And I'm starting to favor the smaller one over the bigger one because this guy goes up to heat faster and comes back down off of pressure faster than my big one. This is just amazing. Let me go check prices for you real quick. Okay, this is funny. On my Amazon account, it actually says I purchased this in June of 2017. I think this is the one I purchased for my dad. This is the 23 quart canner. So I guess it is mine. I bought it. Right now on Amazon, on mine, it says it's $165.99. So these things are going strong. Even if it lasts you 20, 30 years, okay, we're going to math. And we know we don't math on screen, but we're going to do it anyway. Say this pressure canner lasts you 25 years. That's $6.63 a year. So for that initial investment, I can swing this. Now, there are some maintenance things on here. Let me get the lid off. I have had to, not on this specific one, but I have had to, oh, I guess it's in the dishwasher. There's a seal that goes right here. Hang on. Where is it? Be right back. This guy. So this guy gets deteriorated, and so you will need to replace that gasket. And then there's also a pressure relief emergency valve that is rubber that you'll potentially have to, this will get cracked and then it'll get like dry rotted. See it? So those are 2 maintenance things that you need to have on you need to be prepared for on your actual canner. Now, what's cool about this is it comes with the 2 racks so you can double stack pints. And it basically shows up ready to roll. And it's got the instruction manual, and that's your best friend when it comes to figuring out how to use that specific piece of equipment. Now, I have an All-American canner, and she is my pride and joy. It is a investment to get the All-American canner. However, literally there's no gaskets, there's no plugs, there's nothing. It's just an amazing piece of equipment that you will pass on for generations in your family. If you can swing the All-American canner, get that one first. If you're on a budget, do not be ashamed to have a Presto canner, because that thing is, this is my baby girl, and she is my workhorse in my kitchen. I cook. I don't use it just as a pressure canner. It's a big pot when I need a big pot too. Hey you guys, I'm just popping in here to let you know, about 96% of you are not subscribed to this channel. So if you could do me a favor real quick, go down there and hit the like button, because that obviously helps the video, and then subscribe. It's free to you, but it makes the channel, algorithms see the channel so that everybody else can see these really cool videos, okay? Thanks, I appreciate your help. Now, had I do this all over again, in my old self, I would say stay away from regular mouth jars and just stick with wide mouth jars. These are the wide mouth jars. Why? I can clean it. Look at that. when you've got asparagus or something packed in here, guess what? You flip it over and go whoop, and everything flies right out. There's no smaller neck to deal with food getting trapped in here. So these are a little bit more expensive than regular mouth jars, but if you're gonna do it, just get wide mouth. It's just so much simpler than, because like I have to buy regular mouth lids and wide mouth lids. And if you just stick to one, then a lid's a lid, right? So wide mouth, just start with wide mouth, pay the extra buck a case and stick to wide mouth jars. And then make sure that you invest in some good canning lids. Next must-have piece of equipment. Now I'm not just gonna say a funnel, but I'm going to say jar-specific funnels. See the difference? There's a regular mouth funnel, there's a wide mouth funnel. These are from 4Jars. If 4Jars existed 15 years ago, I would have bought these and that's it. The plastic ones are great. You're gonna find that they only come, most of them only come in regular mouth. You can find some wide mouth, but I encourage you to get one of, if you have both types of jars like I do, get the regular mouth and a wide mouth if you can swing it. Also find them too that's got this comes with the little strainer that goes in here. That is just amazing, especially if you're like when we use broth, we use this strainer, but see, they come with different sized fill types. And so go to 4Jars. I'm not sponsored, but they can call me if they'd like. Make sure you get good quality, dishwasher safe funnels for both regular mouth and wide mouth jars. Fourth item, jar lifter. This is a must have. I have 3 because I always lose them. They're kind of like kids and pacifiers. Like they end up in a drawer or a pot somewhere and you can't find them. So I have 3 of these. Just, it doesn't matter what type, you know, this one's red. I think I've got a blue one and a green one. But these are extremely important because you want to, when you're pulling this heavy jar, this hot, heavy jar out, you want to make sure that you can get below the gasket because you don't want it to be smashing that ring because it could mess with the seal. So you want a jar lifter that does that. Get my face out of the way. See? And you got to be able to, you got to be able to hang on to it, right? So a must, get you a set of jar lifters. And don't do like Meghan Markle did and do it this way. That don't work. Fifth and final category that are musts, long-handled utensils. And 3 long-handled utensils specifically. A 2-ounce ladle with the little doodads for pouring. This guy right here, I got rid of the rest of my ladles. This one is fantastic. 2-ounce or a 4-ounce. These are they ounces? Yeah, I think they are. I think this is a 4-ounce. 4-ounce or a 6-ounce. Anyway, these are great. And get the ones with the doodads. That's a technical term. A skimmer. This is perfect size. You can use it as a strainer for your jar. And when you're making jellies or jams, you can skim the foam off. This is called a skimmer. And then a very long-handled stirring device. I mean long. So you can get down in your big pot and stir when you're making the product to put in the jar. A must. I think this is a 24. Hang on, I'll go get a tape measure. All right. This is, it's 18. This one is 16.5 inches long. Yep, 16.5 inches long. And this is my small one. I got a bigger one than this. So those are the 5 categories of items that to do it all over again, this is all you need. Outside of like your kitchen stuff, your bowls and your whatever, but canning specific items, this will get you through. All right, let's talk about the 5 things I would not buy if I was just getting started or if I had to do it all over again. First, this thing. This is my second one. I don't know if it's the brand. I don't know if I just use it like bonkers. I don't know, but I've broken one already, and this is number 2. This is unnecessary. It is convenient. Also, let me read you some information I've got off of the interwebs. It says, canners like the Ball Automatic and slimmer models have not been tested by the USDA for safety processing times. They may not have been tested as true canners. So, has it worked? Does it seal jars? Yeah. Would I buy it? Like, would I buy an electrical canner versus a Presto canner just getting started? Absolutely not. Next thing I would not buy is that big pack of gadgets that they sell as a kit. They're cheap. It's a good starting place. It allows you to buy all the little knickknacks to see which ones you would use, but I would not do that. Out of that kit, do you know what I use out of that kit? This. The only thing I use out of that kit. And the canning funnel. 2 items out of that big old kit. That's what I use every day. So I wouldn't buy the kit if I was starting over. But if you want to try out all the stuff, go get the kit. Next on the list, I would not purchase any decorative things like decorative cute little labels, cloths, any of these things that they try to sell you. They're like, oh, make it on the shelf and make it look pretty, because nobody's gonna see it. It's on your pantry shelf. I would not, and to include these, I wouldn't buy these either. These ball jar lids are expensive, the little plastic ones. Now look, I mean, I got a bunch, but would I buy them outright? First, no, because what you can do is you can take a ring and you can take a lid and you can stick it on the jar and put it in the refrigerator. This is just convenience. You don't have to have it to be successful. Finally, the one thing I would not buy if you're getting started or wanting to increase your capacity for canning, would not start with the reusable canning lids, like the Tatler lids, and I have hundreds of them and I use them and they're wonderful. But when you're first getting started, or you're first learning how to do this, stick with good quality canning lids, the disposable kind. These are easy, they're fail-safe. 4 jars is my favorite. It's usually user error when one of them fails. The only time it's failed is like there was a nick in the jar or I did something that caused it to fail. So, and I have Tatler lids. I like them. They are finicky. And if you don't do it just right, and you can't load your canner just right, and you don't get the head spacing just right, those lids will not work and you will be wasting product. So get 30, 40 canning sessions under your belt, then go get you some Tatler lids, and then you start, of all the, say you can 12 items, pick one, put a Tatler lid on it, and make sure that you can do it before you start pumping through all those reusable lids. All right, so let's talk about cost breakdowns. Everything that I showed you that would be something that you would want to purchase immediately. The canner, the lid lifters, or the jar lifters, the funnel, and the jars. So the canner was what, $170? Case of jars is probably like 15 bucks. And then I would say like all of the other items run around, if you collectively put them together, about $40. So we're gonna say all in to get started pressure canning is $225. So ask for all of this stuff for your birthday or Mother's Day or Father's Day or whatever the next present giving opportunity you have to receive. Ask for it. Guess what I got for Mother's Day? Greg bought me my bread maker back there. So if you're like me and excited to get appliances for your birthday, ask for it. But $225 all in and you're ready. You can pressure can, you can water bath can, and then you have a big old stock pot if you need to make a big batch of something. So it's threefold. It's not just a pressure canner. You don't have to be like, oh, set it on the shelf because we can't use it for anything else. You can. All right, y'all, so that's what I got. After 15 years of canning, you don't really need a lot. You need your critical essentials to make sure that you can do what you need to do. You don't need all the fuzzy, wonderful, goo-goo gaga stuff that's in the Walmart canning aisle, like I bought. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Get the 5 things and start canning. You can start pressure canning or water bath canning with that Presto canner. So I hope this helps. I want you to get excited about canning. I want you to not be afraid about pressure canning. And I want you to be able to do it inside a budget that makes sense for you and your family. So comment below. Let me know what you already have on your list, what you want to add to your list, and stuff that you've got sitting in the shelf or on the shelf collecting dust instead of being used. So I'm going to put some other Canon videos right here so you can go check it out. And until we see you on the next video, bye y'all.